So here we go. So now we're going to try to add the tests around the fix using the test data builder pattern. So here is the test we're going to change. So let's try to do this. So first, we're going to write the assertion. Assertions assert equals. So we've got a book costing 50 and 15% taxes and 2% reduction. So I'm going to write this like that. 50 with 15% taxes and 2% of reduction. And so this is the, so let me import this. We're going to call a method from invoice. So I'll create an invoice. Invoice, here we go. Compute total amount. That's fine. It's complaining because obviously the invoice might not have been instantiated. So let's do this. So I'm assuming I've got a test data builder. So the test data builder is a pattern that lets you instantiate test objects easily, quickly, and in a very readable way, and that relies on the builder pattern. So I'm going to declare a test data builder as if I add it, and then little by little we'll have to fix the code until it works. So let's assume I've got a test data builder for invoice. So invoice test data builder. I'm going to ask it an invoice. That's it. And to build it. So this is the typical test data builder idiom. So that's fine. The only thing I want an invoice from the USA. So from USA, I'll assume I've got a variable called USA that I might instantiate later. But so let's continue. And so this is done. And there's a purchase novel there. So let's have a look at the invoice. So the invoice, you can see it's got a country. We just dealt with the country, but it also has a purchase book. It's got other things, but one nice thing about the test data builder is that it lets you write only what you're interested in your test. So I'm interested in the purchase book. So I'll add a method for that with a purchase book. Again, I want to use test data builders. So I'll assume I've got a purchase book test data builder, and I'll call the static method a purchased book. And again, I could call build to make it build. We'll see later there's a hack to make this simpler. But what we can do now is check the purchase book. Purchased book. Purchase good. What has it got? It's got a quantity and a book. So quantity, we can assume the builder is smart enough to give us a default quantity of 1. It makes sense. It's a sensible default. And it would go fine in our test. So let's not add this, but we'll need a book. So we've got a purchasing something. So we'll need to purchase a book. So here we would need a book builder. So let's check the book class. It's actually an interface. So a builder cannot instantiate an interface. Otherwise, it's going to provide you with a kind of mock or something. That's not something we want to do in this workshop. Hopefully, fortunately, we've got 2 implementations for the book. And let's head to novel. So here is a novel, and we see that novel, it's got a name, a price, an author, a genre, a language. So again, let's assume we've got a novel. So a novel test data builder, and I'll call this a novel. And in the end, I'll call build. What we can do here, we want to make sure this novel costs 50. So let's add this. Dot costing 50. So it's starting to take form. We can delete this. We can see when we read this, it's closer to the description. The test is more readable. And let's start to build this. So let's create a class called test data builder. And we can see that novel is in the domain book package, so let's add this straight away. And it's not in the source tag. Leaving same root. Let's see. Okay. I'd rather have this in here to package domain book. No, I can't do that, so I'll create packages from here. New package domain.book. Here we go. And this way I can move this to the tests. Refactor. Here we go. We've got it here. Fine. So this is working. So I'm adding this method. So it's the static factory method. It returns a novel test data builder. And what I'm going to return is new novel test data builder. And then we see we've got a costing method. So I'm going to create a costing method. It's going to return novel, the same builder again, costing a price. Return this. That's it. And what should we do with the price? We're going to set it as a field to keep it as a field. So private double price, fine. We can add a default sensible value, or maybe just 10. Maybe that's going to be easier to work with later. And we need a build method. So let's add the build method. And so the build will return a novel. And so it means that we need to instantiate a novel. So what do we need for the novel? We need a name. So let's say test data builders for the dummies. The price, it's going to be the price we've got in the field. The author, we've got nothing about the author. So what we can do now is provide a null. That's not great. If we had an author builder, we might use the author builder to get a default author. Well, we could use null now and see where this is heading, leading us. Language, we can set it to English. And then we've got a list of genres. So here, a sensible default is an empty array list. So lists, new array list. And here we are. So this is done. We've got we're starting to see a test data builder. We've got this in the test. And now it's going to be your job to continue this here, to make this compile, to make the test fail, and then make it pass, and then maybe have some improvements and see what you could improve on your builders. Thanks a lot.